Hi, thanks for tuning in. This is a weekend review for the week ending August 19th, 2022. We're looking at a chart of the S&P 500. Boy, everyone got bearish really, really quick off a rejection at the 40. One thing I will point out, has anything changed from the weekly trend standpoint? No. You're still in a weekly uptrend. Has the momentum increased week over week? Yes. Has a separation between the 5 and the 10 increased? Yes. So all the trend following techniques that one would use to follow the trend are saying that the trend is intensifying to the upside. Wow. The crowd is extremely bearish. And this week, the bears got very loud. You look at this daily view. We've been looking for this 200 for 4 or 5 weeks. Now that we hit it, I think you should at least I've trimmed a little bit, but the pullback is either into this 419 fib for another rally higher up to this level, then sets up some ABC back down into this right shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder type thing, or even a cup and handle, and they go all the way to the top. First things first, we have to see where demand is. So if they're going to fill this gap or not. That's it. And right now, from where I sit, the bulls are still in the driver's seat as long as they're above 417, as long as they're above 419. And again, the 10 has been a chance to add. Has the 5 crossed below the 10? No. So this trend is still going. Still in a bull trend. Is this an ABC correction or is this a bull trap? I don't know. All I can say is at this point, this is quite a vertical move, and this looks like a bull trap rejection at the 200. Same story across every single chart, right? Hit a declining 40. Not much to add. It's the same story on every chart, right? Histogram, though, on SMH is not getting stronger, right? The histogram here flattened out, but the 5 and the 10 separation still happening and never actually tagged the 40. So SMH is leading to the downside. In this outside reversal candle, did not get confirmed this week. So we've seen IWM, we've seen SMH, we've seen SPY, and here's QQQ. So if I were to rank these in terms of leadership, which we did last week, IWM and SPY are still outperforming QQQ and SMH. And none of that has changed. Okay, this pattern is definitely one to watch. So does price get back above 324 or not? It's that simple. Right now, still in this ascending channel, so things are going higher. But to mention the weekly momentum, the histogram is rolling up, but she never got back to zeros, 17 to 6. I'd like to see this, just like it did back here, come all the way back to the zero line. Not halfway to the zero line, all the way back to the zero line. And the problem is, if the bulls do that, it's likely that this is a divergent high, and that's the end of this run, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. It's over. Sorry. And what that tends to align with would be the start of a bull run here in bonds. We don't have that yet. We have a left shoulder, head, right shoulder setup. But we have a clear rejection at a declining 20. You don't have that 5-10 bull cross like you have on all the other charts. This is still in a clear downtrend. So if TLT is still in a clear downtrend, TNX is still in a clear uptrend, are we going to change these trends? Or is this pattern on the monthly just going to keep going? Right? Broke last month's lows, and now inside. So if TNX gets above 310, this will be an outside bullish reversal at the 200, which would tell me this isn't done and there's one more leg higher. Still, this structure hasn't changed. And you don't need to be a genius to understand Elliott wave or anything like that. You can just count how many of these have we had now. We've had 3 parabolic rises. Parabolic. Okay. In 3 months, 150%. 7 months, 300%. 10 months, 220%. Wave 3 is the biggest. Yada, yada, yada. And so on and so forth. So this chart will give us clarity. Right now, we have none. And until we have clarity, there is unlikely to be any move in any direction. And that's just where we sit. If you look at Bitcoin, again, no clarity. Still sitting at this long-term trend line. No clarity. You look at the weekly. This is an outside bearish reversal week. Back below the 200. Captured the 200 for 3 weeks. Back below. Couldn't get the bull cross. Couldn't get the histogram above 0. The 510 remains sideways. Again, unlike this environment where the 510 bull cross, everything stays above the 20. Right? This is trend up. We can't get it. Every time she tries, she fails. Every time has been a fail. So what that's telling me, based on this structure, is something like this is clearly in play. And this is scary. Very, very, very scary. Below 17,891. And I mean, it's going to come in a hurry. So I would be very cautious with your Bitcoin this week. That being said, still in this sideways channel at this long-term support. So no problems yet. However, she can't go much lower. This is it. Has to rally from here. And if she doesn't rally from here, you know what's coming. All right? And this bull 510 cross is basically pulling back down. Can't get any momentum. So this is telling me to be very, very cautious of anything crypto. Let's take a look at the meme play in Bed Bath & Beyond. This is over. It's done. It was fun while it lasted. It's done. Okay? It's over. There might be one more rally up here to 16s, but she's probably coming down to $8 first. And honestly, this $6 level right here, that's where maybe people will cover. But again, you have to recognize they're not covering. No one covers. No one ever covers. Okay? And I know this looks like a big rally, but guess what? Lower high. Okay? So from a math standpoint, all this did was coil the next move lower. And yep, every good meme has fib extensions below 0. And so it's done. Dead. Maybe you get a rally off the 20 here. Probably not. This is over. It was fun. It's not here anymore. Sure, there's a rally here in gold, right? Because, I mean, TNX is leaving the station, right? Nope. Nothing's happening here either. Nothing to see. Guess what? Still in this descending channel. Nothing's changed. Going lower faster than you can say goodbye. And something has to be going up, right? No. ARC down. So equities down. Commodities. We showed you bonds, right? We showed you bonds. Let's take a look at commodities. Right at the trend line. This does not look impulsive. This looks like a nasty bear flag to me. So until she can get above this 26 level, this is what's in store for the commodity bulls. A trip down to this POC, back to fill some gaps, back to test this level. This parabolic move is over. It's done. It had its distribution, right? Had its peak, had its V top, and Done. Now, what would change that? Continue to go sideways to up. You keep going sideways to up, I will believe that there's another leg higher in commodities. I just don't believe it yet. Got to get above this 26 level. And still, there's a gap up here, and this was a straight move lower. This was impulsive lower. So this is either an A, B, C type thing and new impulse, but I'm not seeing the structure. I see ABC up, ABC down, maybe a little zigzag, something like this. Again, the structure sucks. And you're in a bear flag. So yeah, I mean, no love in commodities, no love in bonds, and the equities rally continues. That's where we sit. You can get upset because all you want to do is play, Bed Bath and Beyond, or you could look at, leaders like ENPH and say, well, maybe this is just a pullback there, where we should be able to actually finally get into this rally. Now, we'll say they've got to stay above 282. They got to stay above 261. They got to stay above this blue line. If they get below the blue line here, then I will believe it's over. Give it a couple more days. The blue line will be up here at the 260s, and that's your chance to add. And if they don't rally from there, then there isn't a rally coming. The other names that we've been watching that I like a lot, CRISPR, which is a leader in ARC. This is that left shoulder, head, right shoulder into the 200. PPO has reset to 0, and ADX is not confirming trend lower. That being the case, this looks like a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. So structurally, subjectively, we have a bottoming pattern in the leader in the ARC ETF. So if the leader in the ARC ETF is bottoming, then ARC should bottom. And again, if that's the case, it's a matter of from where. When I look at this looks all corrective to me. Now maybe there's a leading diagonal in here, and this is some wave too. I don't know. I can just tell you that this trade is over. It's dead. There's nothing here. And you could accumulate to this $44, $45 level, which has been what I have been doing for a month now. But the reality is there's been no appreciation in price, right? This little breakout here led to a frickin' sell. Everything leads to a sell when you're below a declining 200. It's just how it works. And if you look at the weekly, that's as much of a reversal as you could ever expect to see. Open towards the high, close towards the low, captured a moving average for 2 weeks in a row just to give it up on the third week. That is the biggest trap that they can set. It's done from where I sit. And if I'm wrong, okay, there's another rally and then it's done. And then new lows are coming, or as close to new lows as you're going to get. Another 30% decline. There is nothing to do in ARC. There's nothing to do here. This is a trap. And if there's nothing to do in ARC, that means there's nothing to do in IWM. And guess what? This is starting to look like a trap. Now you had breadth, i.e. you had IWM leading the previous rallies higher. And if that's going to continue, she's going to rally at the rising 20. But I'm telling you from where I sit, this thing has rollover written all over it, and 182 is coming quick. It just is. There's nothing else here, and the invalidation's 177. So structurally speaking, whether you're a bull or not, you have to allow another 8% drawdown in IWM. And if you don't, well, then you can't trade Elliott Wave. Right? You can't be selling an uptrend that looks like this, where the 5-10 separation continued If you were trying to sell, you were selling here, you were selling here, you're selling here. You failed 3 times. And it wasn't until the third one, after 3 days of closing above the 200, did she fall. So the question becomes now, how far will she fall? And this higher low pattern is still intact. 189.16 is still the higher low. Stay above 189.16, they're going to rally. So I'm done with this video. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. I just want to end with SPY one last time and just how subjective all of this is. Everyone thinks that their Elliott wave, blah, blah, is the best. It's all subjective, which means it doesn't matter. It means it hasn't been back-tested. It means it's just an opinion. And I'm not going to go risk millions of dollars on an opinion. We need to see momentum to stay in a trade. We need to see it. So when I look at SPY, I'm not going to entertain the bearish narrative of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is just some mega ABC, and now we're about to get wave 3 lower. Or 5, 3, 5, and it's still all corrective anyways. There's no point in entertaining any of the downside until she's below the previous week's low. Do you understand how dumb it sounds? All you're doing is forecasting lower prices when the simplest trend following technique, is she above a 5? Is she above the 8? Is she above the 10? Are they sloping up? Do we have the shorter one crossing above the longer one? All of those basic trend following techniques are telling you higher prices in equities. That has not changed week over week. Thank you. I hope you like the content. If you do, like the videos, share them, and we'll see you next week.